Premier League, no cup games, nothing. Or if you played in the division.
One thing I will say about Andy Cole, 187, 186 of them.
187 goals, bro.
186 of them weren't penalties. I think he scored one penalty.
Wow.
That's what he talks about. And that's what they talk about. If Andy Cole took penalties, would he be
nearer to Shearer? Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, as I was saying, so that's the question. Who, in your opinion, is the better out of the three? We're just giving you the stats. I'm not a person about stats, so a man can score more goals don't mean he's a better player for me. Because, you know, sometimes you get caught up. You could be just a great player who's just playing in a poor team. And vice versa and things like that. You could be a poor player playing in a great team, e.g. Phil Neville, Man United, 6 premierships. There you go.
Affinity Xtra. Be extra.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are personal and do not necessarily represent the views of Affinity Xtra.
Yeah, it's that vibe, people. Brasilia.
If you close your eyes, you can just see Ronaldo running past 2 defenders, 4 step overs. Give it to Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho's give it the no-look pass to Robinho. Robinho's give it 100 step overs. He's put it in the box. R9, bang, goal.
This is how we do it. This takes me back to Brazil beating England with 10 men.
Just reminds me of David Seaman pedaling backwards. You know what I mean? Rivaldo step over and that. All them kind. Yo. Yeah.
It reminds me of the Afros back in the day. Jarzinho.
1970. El Rey Pele.
It's 1982. Yo, Zico, you know.
Best Brazil team ever to win the World Cup. I dare. Zico. Yeah, man. Some ballers are there, man.
Yeah,
some ballers are about them days, man. Falcao. Junior. Antonio Cicero. Socrates. The Doctor. Yeah, man.
And you know what? Who's underrated?
Yeah, he's a smoker as well.
But listen, Garincha. Yeah, man, the bird. Yo, that was the Pele before the Brazil Pele. All right, guys, listen, we've come out kitty out courtesy of Anthony Corp.
Yeah, we've come out today, lads. You know, as you can hear the tunes, we're just repping the Brazil. You know, the 4 founders of why we as black people love football.
Yeah, man.
And if you don't know, you need to know, because if you didn't wake up and see this right here, these colours here.
Wow.
This colour here. When you saw this colour here.
Yeah, man.
This takes life, bro.
Yeah, man.
So, yeah, just as playing homage to the greats. We're just marking the new Brazil home and away. As you can see, Roger's got the original. You know,
the original.
I've got the away on. You know, as Brazil, very religious country. As you can see, the Christ the Redeemer's on the top.
Listen, man.
You understand? So you just give it to Brazil. You know, R9, Ronaldinho. El Rey, Pele, Rivaldo, all the greats, bro. All the ones I haven't even named, bro. No disrespect about names, but there's so many. Robinho,
yeah, man. Romario, Roberto,
Zico,
Branco.
You know, there's so many.
Gilberto Silva was a baller.
The Assis are there.
Yeah,
Willian.
Yeah, man.
Dunga.
You know.
Love him or hate him. Sideshow Bob, David Luiz.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Jarzinho.
You know, Brazil, bro. Brazil was just, you know.
Bro, we could name 50 ballers. No, probably end up to be 100 top ballers from Brazil, bro. Or you seen it just that's grace the World Cup. That's how serious Brazil was.
Some serious ballers, bro. Some ballers who don't fit the criteria that we associate with Brazil. Yeah, some stoppers.
Yeah,
playing
man.
for Bayern and all them kind of.
Albert, Z Roberto.
Giovanni Albert.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
you know, Z Roberto back in the day. You know, them man there.
You know the captain who is.
Let's not forget.
Is that Walter?
Let's not forget the free kick specialist, Janino Baccanaro.
Yeah, man.
Don't mess about.
He couldn't get in the. Who kept him at the Brazilian team?
God knows, but all I knew his free kicks was like a penalty.
Yeah.
From anywhere on the pitch.
Straight, bro. And he got the little Brazilian from Middlesbrough. You rated him?
Nah, there's a lot of hype.
Yeah, Janino.
He was all right, nothing special. And the perm one, what was the other permy one as well? Emerson, was it?
Emerson, yeah, man. Yeah, he was.
But you see, them days now, playing in the Premiership didn't guarantee you into Brazil like now, because Joe Linton's a Brazilian international.
Yeah.
You know, fully fledged midfielder, powerhouse.
But you got Joe Linton, you've got the Gomez guy from Wolverhampton. He played in the Brazilian team against Argentina.
Okay.
You know, Brazilian guy in the midfield from Wolverhampton. Yeah, he's in the Brazilian team. I don't know about Ancelotti's latest version because I don't think he switched it up a bit, man.
I know what you mean.
He switched it up, and Gomez, and also and Cunha was at Wolves, and he started. Yeah,
Cunha was playing for Brazil. I had an absolute mare the other day, Mr. Sitter.
Oh, you're joking?
Yeah, Mr. Sitter, man. Martinelli put in a cross. He's in the 6-yard box.
Yeah,
he just has to head it on goal. He's headed it back across. Oh, it's a mare, bro. Absolute mare. And
it's amazing how it's
they drew the game as well, 0-0. I think it was Ancelotti's first game in charge, and they drew 0-0.
Is that a way to? Is it Uruguay or Paraguay?
No, there was playing
Colombia.
Ecuador. They were playing.
Colombia, wasn't it?
No,
Ecuador, because Ecuador's going on with things at the moment.
They played Ecuador, the drew 0-0.
Yeah, Ecuador's going on with things, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's what's popping off there.
They're going with some things still. You know, I ain't gonna lie. They're gonna go on. Right. So guys, we're gonna
go back Kickoff.
We'll kick off show because we're gonna be more disciplined, more focused, and we're gonna really get into this. So we're gonna kick off the first part of the show. We're gonna just obviously, guys, are gonna be transfers doing all the time anyway. Still, yes. So we're gonna just go straight to the transfer list. And Anthony, which one do you want to break down straight away? Let's break into 3 transfers.
Let's go to the champions. To be fair, that's the best place to start.
Who are the champions again?
You know who they are, bro. Roger's love-hate relationship with Liverpool, you know, Man United and all
Ain't no love there, bro.
Anyway, Liverpool, the champions, have started off. They've spent strong. They've gone out, shot out, replaced Trent Arnold with Frimpong from Leverkusen. Just under 30 mil.
How you feel about that one?
I think going forward...
Yeah, he's guilty. Yeah,
you won't really miss Trent in that sense. Different kind of... What he brings to the table, he's more of a runner, whereas Trent was more of a David Beckham, could just whip it in. But I think from that side, they'll be good. Plus, and they're getting Wirtz as well. So Florian Wirtz is a good side. He's a signing.
And they're looking to get their left back in it.
Yeah, Kirkas from Bournemouth.
Is that gone through?
Pretty much just a done deal.
Yeah, cool. That's fair play.
He's a good player still.
Yeah.
He looks good.
No, that's good. That's good
for Bournemouth. I think that's a good signing for the money.
That's good.
I think that's a very good signing. I think the geezer who's gone to Liverpool, the director of football or whatever, he was the one who brought that geezer to Bournemouth. Now he's bringing him to Liverpool.
Yeah. Okay.
You understand? So I think that'll be good. He's got a good relationship there. So I think that'll just go smooth. But I really want to look at the Florian Wirtz transfer because majority of the reaction of Liverpool fans is they're absolutely gassed, and fair play to them. You know, they're gassed. But when you really break it down, 120 mil for a geezer who's had one decent season in German football. He had a serious injury before, I think, the year before. But it's a lot of money outlaid for 2 years' work, really.
Yeah.
At best. He had the first season with Leverkusen when they went unbeaten, won the league.
And it's putting up his stats now.
Did what they did.
Yeah.
And then last season now, they fell off a bit, Leverkusen. But he had a good season, assist-wise, numbers were good, blah, blah, blah. But it was something we was talking about off air, Rog, that made me think. If Liverpool are paying 120 million for him, what is the black magician Musiala worth then? That's all I'm saying. Because that's the player man should be trying to prize out of Jim. When he was storming with his contract at Bayern, people should have sniffed in. And I don't understand why he doesn't really get the accolades he deserves, really, because they go on about Lamau. He's just come on the scene and he's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
But Musiala's been here from time, fam, and he's been doing it from time for Bayern in the Champions League. You you know, at German level as well. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's doing it.
Yeah.
He's doing bits, fam.
You're raising a point here.
So for me, I'm not saying Florian Wirtz is not a good player, but 120 mil, nah, not having a part of it.
Right.
Because that's Musiala money. How many league titles Musiala won at Bayern? Just answer that.
Well, his only reason why he slipped up is that one season.
Yeah, when Harry Kane came. Brought his voodoo with him.
You know what I mean? Yeah, boy. Okay, so based upon last season, I'm looking at stats here in last season. Yeah. Right, so I'm looking at last season's stats on Musiala. Yeah,
okay,
and Musiala's been injured.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So he's been injured. Yeah. So last season, Wirtz played 31 games, and Musiala played 25 games.
Okay.
Yeah. Wirtz scored 10 goals.
Yeah.
Musiala scored 12 goals.
Okay.
Yeah, Wirtz did 12 assists, as he says, he assists Musiala had 2 assists, yeah, whatsoever. So that, you know, I mean, you could argue, say, okay, he's got more assists than over him. But the thing is, my thing is he, or is in the Bundesliga, bro? Is that really high level stats? Really?
Well, this is it.
10 goals, 12 assists. Let's go to Jadon Sancho. Let's go to Jadon Sancho when he's in the pump up in Borussia
Dortmund, yeah.
Because he was coming
out with astronomics.
This is what I'm saying to the Liverpool fans. What are you getting excited for? Let me just go stats. Let's look. Let me look at his stats. Let's look at his overview stats at Germany. Yeah. So what? So for me, based upon that, Musiala, yes, he got to back the youth anyway. He's on it. Let me just look at. He's got his stimps up. He said, "Let's have a look." He's got cookies. Goodness sake, you know when it comes with these cookies. Let's have a look. He was there. Forgive me, guys, as I'm looking there. Just keep. You can keep chatting away, bro. I want to get these stats up anyway.
Yeah. So talking about Florian Wirtz, so I don't think he's all that myself personally. I'm not saying he's not a good player.
I'm not saying that,
but I don't think he's as the transfer fee suggests.
Yeah.
That he's he's the next. Nah, you can't lace Musiala's boots for me, bro. I'm just being real. He's not ready for Musiala. Musiala's been doing it season after season after season for Bayern in the Champions League, in the German League, for the national team. Nah, bro, Musiala, he's not ready for Musiala, Bridget. I'm telling you straight.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. Yeah, he's not ready for him. He's not ready for him.
100%. I'm looking at Jadon Sancho. One season he did 17-17, bro. 17 goals, 17 assists in 32 games. That's
Dortmund.
90. Yeah, Dortmund went before we went to Old Trafford. Yeah.
There you go.
So
there you go. Listen to them numbers. 17 goals and 17 assists.
And the season before, 12, 18 assists.
12
goals,
and 18. But here's the thing now.
Go on.
Jadon Sancho never played in a championship winning team.
Ooh.
Florian Wirtz hasn't listened to his numbers. 12 assists, 10 goals. Here's Jadon Sancho, 17 assists, 17 goals. 12 goals, 18 assists. Listen to that, Bridging. Man United bought Jadon Sancho for 70-something million.
And people laugh at us to
people think, oh my God, you've overprayed. He's not this, he's not that, he's all this. Well, we can have the same argument for Florian Wirtz, bruv. Let's be real. Jadon Sancho's got he's got to Champions League finals. That's not coincidence. And it's not like he didn't partake. Bro, and I'm going to go on record here, exclusive. Tell me a winger who did to Nuno Mendes what Jadon Sancho did to him for Dortmund against PSG last season. Look at the clips. Look at the clips, Bridging. Look at the clips, Bridging. Rio Ferdinand said, Nuno Mendes walks around with handcuffs in his pockets. He's wrapped up Saka. He's wrapped up Salah. And he's wrapped up Lamine. All in the Champions League that he just won what day? Facts. So hear this. Raj, please go on. Can you get it up?
What's that?
What Jadon Sancho did to Mendes Dortmund versus PSG last season on the way to Dortmund getting to the Champions League final. Watch it, Bridging. Watch it, Bridging. And then people are going to tell you about...
What's the guy?
Sanchez.
We might get pulled down from showing
Sanchez.
footage on there.
Sancho is not this and that. But what I'm trying to show you is, Bridging, on his day, Sancho, so if man are talking 120 for Wirtz, Bridging, United have got a blinking bargain, fam.
Yeah.
Really and truly, let's be real, fam.
Yeah, man.
Let's talk about, see, everybody's going to go, this kid doesn't know what he's talking about. Jadon Sancho, this, Bridging. Your eyes don't lie, fam. Your eyes don't lie. When Jadon Sancho was playing in front of the yellow wall in Germany, he was doing bits his first time there, yeah?
You're right.
Then he left, went to Man United, the old Ten Hag thing came.
Yeah.
Then he went back again.
Yeah.
Didn't spark it as much as he did before, but he sparked it enough, helped him to get into the Champions League final. And on the way, he absolutely cooked, fried, and sizzled Nuno Mendes. If you don't believe me, go and look, bruv. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, man.
It's on YouTube. You'll see, bruv. No, you show me a winger that's done that to Nuno Mendes in the last 12 months.
And this is why I feel that, and also one thing, and this is, I don't want to be too much against Liverpool, but I'm going to end up saying like that. I think, you know, the game where it is Musiala versus Wirtz in the Euros. Not Musiala. He had Musiala and Wirtz versus Lamau.
Right.
Wirtz. I didn't know Wirtz was really playing. It was all about Musiala. When it was Germany, Wirtz was almost like a kind thing.
It was Musiala, Musiala was the geezer who was making Germany tick, bruv.
Yeah.
If they was going to do anything, it was coming through Musiala, bruv.
Yeah.
Everybody knows you watch how to play,
Yeah.
they go to Musiala. Musiala's that guy, fam.
Yeah.
He's that guy for me. So, as I said, I don't know the Liverpool fans getting pelters. Oh, you're jealous because you're Arsenal player fan. And that. No, all I'm saying is the 120, I think you could have paid at least 40 mil over the odds because, he won the league at Leverkusen. Can't take away from that. Played a big part as much as Boniface did, as much as Frimpong. And me not forget the Arsenal general himself, Granit. You understand? Granit had to do his bit. You understand? So, but what I'm saying is, when you look at what Man United bought for Sancho, and everybody was absolutely giving Man United pelters
for that.
But when you check his numbers now, and you look at what Liverpool have bought Florian Wirtz for, someone's got to look at Old Trafford and think, what is it down to us, bro? Because everybody, you see, one thing I've noticed on all these chat shows, they don't want about Marcus Rashford, his attitudes, his attitudes. Half of these players who are talking about Marcus Rashford don't know Marcus Rashford. They only know Marcus Rashford, what they read in the papers.
True.
So who are these people saying Marcus Rashford's attitudes this? Do you know Marcus Rashford? Have you been in his company for you to turn around and say, yeah, I was speaking to Marcus about football and he's telling me like he's going on bun football, this, that. No, it wasn't, but everybody's got a misconception about Marcus Rashford. So, you know, they believe Florian Wirtz, he's not motivated by money because this, that, and the other. What
shut up.
So why doesn't he play for Liverpool for free then if he wasn't playing for money? Everybody's talking like these, like they know these players, and this is the thing I don't like, especially when it comes to black footballers, because they're the ones who get it in the neck the worst. Look at Rashford. Rashford is not interested in football. He's interested in his lifestyle, blah, blah, blah. So hold on. He's not playing football, so why can't he put on his expensive clothes and jewellery and go and watch a boxing match? Obviously, he's going to get cameras because he's a famous athlete. So that's standard. But it's okay. But when Jack Grealish is tumbling out the local hammered because he's had 15 points, nobody's talking about his attitude.
This is it.
Jack has to leave. Jack has to leave City to save his career. And he's gone to City and Pep's done this to him and Pep stifled him. But nobody's talking about the mediocre coaches that have come into Old Trafford and Rashford stayed stagnant because he hasn't moved from where he was. Is that down to Marcus Rashford? Or should some of the coaching staff and management staff take the blame for that? But they won't though. It's easier to blame Marcus. Marcus should have done this. Marcus should have done that. Everybody's not Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah. No, for real. And I do believe, like he says, going back to the Wirtz scenario, I do feel being true German in one sense, yeah. In terms of his looks, yeah. I would say that he gets a little bit of favour. We the fans believing that it's so great, And let's be real, Liverpool fans never really did me any smiles when the way they treated Trent, and they're talking about Trent. And what made me laugh was Trent's quite. Is Liverpool a colony of Spain? How did he learn Spanish? I'm sure he's French and English we learned in schools, yeah. So he was quite fluent in Spanish, man. When he
backed out the Spanish like he's been there for the last 3 years, bro. I thought it was Jude at one stage. You know what I mean? My man backed out the Spanish to make, el presidente, por favor. Hala Madrid. You know what I mean?
The Liverpool fans were screaming when he did that, bro. And I laughed at them, bro.
Liverpool fans are just bitter, bro. Loud to you, fans, as I said, and I'll go on again. Okay, maybe different circumstances and style, but Steven Gerrard left Liverpool. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah.
Different circumstance, different situation, but he left Liverpool. He left Liverpool to go and chase the money in the LA Galaxy.
Yeah.
Let's talk the thing. And he didn't really pull up any trees out there.
Yeah,
so it kind of went under the radar. Yeah, let's be real. But Trent's going to Real Madrid now, and it's a problem.
Bro, listen, they had Owen and McManaman went to Real Madrid.
And the difference with Trent and the difference with Gerrard wanted to win with his boyhood team. He wanted to win. He really wanted the Premiership. He talks about it now. That's the one he wanted. He wanted to win the Premiership with Liverpool. He didn't do it. He didn't do it, unfortunately. Trent's done it twice, bruv.
He's done it, man. He's
emulated. Everybody talks about Steven Gerrard. My man's done something Gerrard's not done. He's won 2 premierships, bro. Give the man his props that he deserves, fam. But, and I'm going to be controversial as per usual because that's what we do on this show. But I'm just asking the question, is it because he's got a tone of brownness mixed in his DNA, right, that they're going on like that? Because if it was Steven Gerrard, he'd won the Premiership at Liverpool and he won the Champions League and the FA Cups and done all his heroics. What he's done,
clapped him out.
They would have. I think they would have hired the jet and flown him themselves to Madrid.
They lost players like Ian Rush over the past.
Ian Rush went to Juventus in his prime, flopped,
and come back
and came back. Nobody talks about it. Didn't lose his legendary status. You know what I mean? Come on,
McManaman. Even Owen can still walk in Anfield right now, and people
Liverpool fans need to forget. Go on, like they're all this in the bag of Smurfs. Hold on, King Kenny, you lot sacked Kenny Dalglish, fam. You lot sacked him, fam. Remember, because I'm sure Kenny Dalglish wasn't he the manager when you wore the t-shirts and that.
Okay,
anyway,
right. So
let's talk the team. But Kenny, who Liverpool go on like, he's the favourite son. You sacked him, bro.
Yeah.
So where was the kingship then?
Yeah, bro.
You get what I'm saying, fam? So don't be going all this. Trent, he'll never be this. He'll never be that because you don't want him to be that. He deserves to be that. If Bobby Firmino's a legend, so is Trent Alexander.
Yep.
You understand? It's as simple as if Jimmy Traore is a legend, so is Trent Alexander, bruv. You understand? If Howard Gale, I'm going back now, making you Liverpool fans know if you know your history, the first black player to play for Liverpool, Howard Gale, talked about Tommy Smith, racially abused him in training. All right, let's talk the thing. Yeah, I know my thing, bruv. You know how I stay.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Yeah, if we want to go there, we can go there. But I'm just naming all the black players because them black players have to get saluted because for them, if it wasn't for them, there'd be no Trent Alexander, mate.
Yeah, man.
You understand? So big up the number 66, Hala Madrid.
Yeah, man. That's how we do it, man. But listen, we've got to get to the next section. Next section is, obviously, guys, we'll be doing transfers all the time anyway, so we'll get into that anyway. But that's our opinion about Wirtz, and we'll see how he gets on. But listen, we can't deny the fact that at the time we record this, we seen the fixtures first come out, and I must have think that basically the computer must be a
Tottenham fan.
Yeah. All right.
The computer's a Tottenham fan. Oh, Daniel Levy had something to do with it.
Yeah.
Because boy, sir, man, I know what kind of some wickedness Arsenal doing in some previous life, you know, my brother. You see, Arteta, that's you, that is. They don't like you, fam. They don't like you, fam, and the fixtures are showing it, fam. The fixtures are showing it, bridging.
Yeah,
but
man.
you know what, lads? We go again.
All right, let's just flip through these scriptures. Liverpool's got quite a soft.
Liverpool starts off at home to Bournemouth on the Friday night, August the 15th. Kicks off 8 p.m.
Yeah, man. You got
3 points there. I'm looking for Liverpool.
A tough one for Villa. Tough start, first start. They got Newcastle at home.
Newcastle at home. Yeah. Villa usually do Newcastle at Villa Park, though, to be fair. So that'll be interesting. You're going to see who's coming goals, see what the squads are like. But if it's based on the squads last season, first game of the season, I'm going to go with a draw, I would.
Yeah, draw. Yeah. So I'm not going to go through everyone. That's the significant ones to ourselves. You got Tottenham versus Burnley, which you emphasised about the...
Come on, Thomas Frank's supposed to get his 3 points there.
Yes.
As Tottenham manager.
Yeah, man. You got Chelsea versus Crystal Palace. You know, that should
London
be
derby.
Straight away.
Depends what players Palace can keep hold of.
Yeah. Well, nothing's gone moving yet, but we'll see. Man United versus Arsenal, 17th.
Whoa, that's a massive game. That is first game of the season, Cunha is there, the new Eric Cantona calling him. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I think personally, as much as I haven't got a dislike, it's just banter, Man United. Yeah. But I think they've signed a player there. I think he can spark. If they get it right, I think United can easily, for me, and people are going to think I'm mad considering they finished 15th.
Top 4.
If they can do a couple good signings defensively, if he can play the system, get his players that he wants to play, his forward players, if they get Mbeumo, if they've got Cunha already, they've got Fernandes.
I don't think they get Gokers, but they're talking about...
They could get Gokers, they could get
What about Osimhen?
They could get Victor Osimhen. If they can... It's set up for Osimhen, really, It's really set up for Osimhen. Osimhen needs to come in. Everybody says he's Nigerian, Ngalo and all that. Man United fan, the one. He fits the profile. He's a big player.
Yeah.
He's just saying, come and sign me, but obviously he wants a bit too much dough and that. But for me, that would be the one. But okay, in a hypothetical world, they get Osimhen. And they got Cunha, and then Bueno, and Fernandes, sorry.
In the middle, behind them.
And then you got Ahmad.
Yeah. And
that could be a problem,
That's a big problem.
That could be a problem, fam. I'm telling you straight. There can be a problem, and whoever they can get in there as well. If they can get...
Because you got Dergu, and you got Ahmad White wingbacks. Yeah,
if they can get a decent centre mid... For
Yeah.
Casemiro. Yeah. I'm not so sure about the Agate either. I don't know what's going on there.
Let's see what he does on pre-season. See how he fares.
So it's going to be interesting. But again, I can't really comment on that because my club ain't done nothing in the transfer window at the moment.
Yeah. So we'll see how it works out. But anyway, let's think for the next week afterwards. You got Tottenham's got Man City the week after anyway. So that's a bit of a tough one. Newcastle's got Liverpool. We got Fulham away. Arsenal's got Leeds at home. That's your first game, so that should be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if Leeds, how they settle,
Yeah, Leeds are going to be interesting. I think Leeds are going to be the team that I look to at the promoted teams to stay up.
Okay, cool.
They're the ones I'm expecting to stay up.
They've got a machine behind them, and I think people don't realise they've got the Red Bull machine, the part of that club.
Yeah, of course.
And they can move around players, and they've got that experience. They've got that experience.
Well, if I was Leeds, saying what you've just said there. If I was Leeds...
Salzburg, man.
Salzburg. I'd go to Leipzig, fam. I'd go to Leipzig and I'd be saying, listen, I'll be taking Xavi Simons.
Simons, yeah. What about Sesko?
Sesko's at Leipzig. Depending if they can get, if the Arsenal thing can go. But if that didn't happen, I'd be saying, listen, Sesko, you know what? You're Leipzig, we've spoken to them people. They said we can have you on loan for a season. Yeah. Put yourself in the window.
Bro, Simmons in the Premiership.
Simmons and Sesko for Leeds with that little... Not, Yeah, and him. Bruv, Leeds will be a problem, fam. Leeds could be a problem anyway if they invest properly.
That's always been the problem, investing. So
I hope they get off to a good start because I don't want the manager to get sacked because I think he's done a good job.
Good job.
He's got him in the Premiership, but I know he's got that yo-yo ship.
Hold on a second. I'm just flicking through this now, bro. Yeah, and I see straight away Arsenal, Liverpool, third game.
Our first 5 games, and then we've got somebody in Newcastle after that. Yeah, they've done us bad, bro. They've done us bad. But that's just telling Arteta, you better go and buy a striker, family. That's what he's telling you. You better go and buy a striker because on that first day, from the first shot licks off against Man United at Old Trafford, it's on, fam.
It's on, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
no time to catch your breath.
We got a respite. We got Burnley, but
if you ain't got no respite, you're going up, man. Man United finished 15th. Remember, Burnley had a strong defense.
Yeah. True. It'll be interesting to see how that.
So that'll be interesting how they defend.
Is it Scott Parker, the manager, isn't it?
Yeah.
Scotty Parker. 4th game of the season. Man United, Man City. Oh my goodness.
I think Roger's digressed onto the fixtures. I think what we should be talking about now is the current FIFA World Club Championship, what's going on.
Yeah. But all in all, that's on there still.
To tell you the truth.
But fixture wise, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
It is what it is. We'll take that closer to the season when we see the transfers going in. And
that's a good point. That's
builds up. So we're just giving you a taste of what's going on out there, really. But going back to here and now, it's about the World Club Championship. I don't know if anybody's been watching it, but
I've been watching.
The standard hasn't been the greatest because it just seems like all the European teams are just playing some idiot teams from foreign.
But you know what's interesting, but the South American teams versus the European teams, that's been a good kind of seeing styles of football and tempos of team football playing against each other.
Well, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be, isn't it?
Yeah, man. So, and obviously the Asian teams can't really compete against the might because we do teeth their players quite. Where's the we? The European clubs.
Western.
Yeah, man.
Western countries. Come
is the African club team in this?
Al Halil and all that.
Oh, they're from North Africa.
The ones who wanted to buy Fernandes.
They're from Africa or from
Saudi, ain't it?
Saudi, but that's not Africa.
Oh, where's Saudi? Where is it? Europe.
What? Asia? It's counted as Asia.
Okay. No, I don't think there's any African teams in it then.
Because there's
not that I can remember.
Gee whiz, they get the African teams out.
Not that I can think of, actually, now that you mention it. I don't think there is no African teams because I'll be looking at the Kansas City Chiefs and all them kind of.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The South African teams, them are big in it, and the Morocco teams. That's interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Because Auckland, they got that rubbish Auckland team that got whacked over 4-10 love. Not rubbish, forgive me, guys, but they're basically part timers. You know what I'm saying? Not saying they're bad. Not bad on them, but you know what I mean. Bayern Munich tore them to 10-0 ahead, to 10-0. PSG's doing what they're doing.
Madrid played today. City played today.
Yeah.
City played. It kicks off now. I'm sure it started, I'm sure it's 3 o'clock.
No, 17.
Or was it 5?
Yeah, 5 o'clock. Juventus is playing later today as well.
The only thing I'm vexed about, they don't put the other team, they only put the idiot games. They don't show like Boca Juniors and I'd like to see
watched that. But bro, it's on DAZN.
I ain't got DAZN though.
Bro, it's free on DAZN. You can just download DAZN and watch it. I thought you were watching it, bro.
No, I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Download
it. You watching it, bro?
What, the app?
Yeah.
Swear down. Swear down. Where have I been, bro?
Well, I just put on there because I got vexed and I want to watch the game. It says, yeah, man, you can watch it for free on the app. Obviously, you got to upgrade to get all the fights and get certain privileges, but the tournament's free on DAZN. Yeah, man. So, guys, anybody who's that's another app to us to have, bro. That's another thing we need to go through. What apps do you need to have for the new league, the new football season, bro?
I've got Premier Sports. Premier Sports gives me La Liga.
Go on.
Premier Sports gives me La Liga.
That's one I'm missing.
And then you've got obviously BT Sport.
Yeah.
Plus, you don't forget you can get a squeeze on Prime as well because you get a few games on Prime as well, innit?
Yeah. So you gotta have Prime. You gotta have 100%. You gotta have Sky.
You
got Sky.
218 games.
Yeah. So guys, what we're gonna do? We're gonna do some study, and we're actually gonna probably have to do a guide about football apps for next season. How to watch football next season. That's a whole conversation. I speak to Marks, and we're gonna do it legally because too often people do it on their special memory stick. They have the special side. Don't want to bait people up, you know what I mean? But we'll be living doing these things without stealing. So we're going to encourage the right way of doing things. Yeah? So we're going to do it. But who you think is going to win this tournament anyway, bro?
I can't really say at this moment. I think once it gets down to the knockout stages, then we're going to start seeing what's really popping off.
Cool. Go on.
But I'm expecting the Europeans, and I'm not really seeing it. The last 4 I'm expecting to see is like Real Madrid, Man City, Bayern Munich, that I like.
Yeah.
PSG. You know what I mean? To them kind of teams, I'm expecting. To be quite honest, I'm not expecting to say Hilal or anything like that. No, or Baka or River Plate. Probably could get to the quarters, knockout style. I don't know where it goes, but last 16 or something. But I'm expecting it to be dominated by the European teams.
Okay, cool. Yeah, man. Do you think PSG could do the double?
I think they could. Yeah. I think the Heat's gonna play a lot though.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
Depends on where they get. Because if it's in Miami's absolutely roastville.
But I want to know, how on earth Atletico Madrid's there, not Barca? Yeah, so...
it's like saying, why Chelsea there and not Liverpool?
Yeah, exactly. That's another good point.
You know what I mean?
So, I don't know. Is it about how much backhand has he been given anyway? So, but anyway, we're not going to go there still anyway. So, yeah. But But out of 10, what do you think so far? Well, you barely got into it.
I've given average 7.
Yeah.
No games have really...
I think people are moaning about it, but especially the guys that don't have their clubs in there. Yeah, I noticed a couple of Man United fan clubs. Oh, it's a waste of time. But I like watching the Brazilian. I like watching football anyway. So
exactly.
Yeah. So I'm actually cool with that anyway. So we're cool with this. Come off the subject of football, bro, briefly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Coco Gauff. I know you would have the clock to the other day still.
I've known Coco Gauff from time.
I know
I'm into my sport like that. Coco Gauff, I've been watching that. Black girl, big up yourself, big up your status. Empress, mash up the French Open there, boss up the #1 seed. Yeah, that we love. And the most important thing for you people out there, because you used to disrespect Serena and Venus. She looks 100. As a matter of fact, she looks 200% female. You feel me, player?
Yeah, man. Yeah. And the thing is, bro, like...
Curvilicious, curvy and sexy with black girl, curvy and sexy. You know what me I said there? No, my man, I tried the thing. You understand? I'm showing like Marcus Rashford and you, man, there. You don't need to be checking those. You know, the ones who run to court and draw out rape every minute. You need to check your sisters, bruv.
Yeah, man.
You need to check your sisters, bro.
I need to check out the
check
athletes,
your sisters, bruv. Even Lewis Hamilton was trying to check his sister back in the day. Nicole Scherzer nigger or whatever her name was. You know what I mean? Tried to keep it brown. You know what I mean? Take a leave, bruv. Look at Drogba, marrying his sweetheart, Sadio Mane. You know what I mean? There's only athletes over here. Like, if you mix up the thing, you understand? And you don't learn. Look at Mendy. His career's been mashed up because of what?
You're messing about, bro. Too much, bro.
Because by who?
Yeah.
Okay. Mason Greenwood. Married the thing, still mashed up his thing.
But also Shannon Sharp.
Shannon Sharp, bro. If you see what I'm saying, bro. You understand?
But the
you don't see Didier Drogba going through these things. You don't see JJ Okocha. None of those African geezers going through these kind of dramas. I said that now.
Say that. You thought a drama in it.
I just thought, sorry, I apologise. I take that back because I just thought Thomas Partey.
You got Partey and you got Thuram the other day as well.
Oh, Marcus Thuram.
Yeah. It's because Jordan.
See, I didn't even know, bro. Oh, you see, let me down, man. Sure. So I'm talking about on the brothers, bro. Fix up, Lillian. Talk to your Pitney, man.
Yo, this is the second time, man. But either way, Coco.
She's big, man. Sponsored by New Balance.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. She's big. She's the latest. I think that's the second Grand Slam.
Do you think Coco? There was the half Haitian, half Japanese.
That girl.
Yeah. But
she had mental.
She had stuff. And I think. And everybody thought she was ready to take over from the Williamses. But I think that Coco Gauff could be the real deal now to run the team.
Coco is the real deal. Okay. The reason I say she is because she's won 2 Grand Slammers, bro. She's only a youth and she's won the French Open. Yeah, man. She's won the US Open. That's big, fam. But at the end of the day, it's only one more than my girl, the little English girl, Raducanu.
Yeah, because she won
the US, innit? So, but you can tell she was a fluke. That was just a great 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And everybody just had a bad week because she's got nowhere near that since.
Yeah.
But Coco Gauff now, she's up there. She's challenging. You know what I mean? She's challenging. I'll keep an eye on her. I'll watch out for her still because, I like to see I like to see my people bigging up the sports that
Yeah.
they didn't give us chances in. And as I told you, I saw some black South African darts players the other day, just putting it out there.
Wow. Okay. So we see what going on,
And,
guys.
Brazil,
So,
and I saw some Brazilians.
okay. So we see the diversity. But
All
it's
we
good,
need
it's
to
good.
do now is see the Jamaican. Listen, I'm telling you people now, if the darkies start going pubs, pool, snooker, darts, I'm putting you on notice from... I'm putting you on notice. You know how we do things. You seen what we did to the golf and you seen what we did to tennis. Don't let us get involved.
Yeah, bro.
Let's get involved.
It's good to see Coco. It's his sport.
Yeah, man, it's good. It's good to see, you know.
And nobody took over from Tiger, so it's good to see somebody take over
and
from
it's
the Williams.
And yeah, the Williams is still fresh.
Yeah.
You get me? It's not like you've had to wait
Decade.
10, 15
Yeah,
years for the
yeah.
next Black Hope to come along.
Yeah.
And there's a geezer as well, an African geezer, I think, or he's French. Going on with things in the tennis as well. A black dude, a dark skinned brother. Yeah. I like to see them things, man. I do
Yeah,
like
man.
to see
Yeah,
them
man.
things.
So big up, and I think that again, like I said, when it comes to sports and opportunities, what's so exciting as Black people when it comes to this, and I think that people want to ignore the fact that when it comes to grassroots levels and getting the investment in that professional training, we either don't get access to it or we just don't get given opportunity. We have to be special just to be able to take note. That's not just in football. Imagine that with sports like tennis, golf, and all these other sports. You have to be beyond special just to get into the door. You know what I'm saying? So when you see people like Tiger Woods and you get excited and whatsoever, look, with diversity. No. That's just the one special youth that got through. There's so many more youths where that come from. Yeah, and that's the problem with sports and systemic racism within sports. And I believe it is there, and I believe it will be there for people could say, argue and say ever, as long as power wise, as we can see, we don't want to go into too much details on this. You can see with the whole Showdown thing over in America when it came to the picks with the draft.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You know, you can't. They can't afford to have a powerful Black family in this space. You know what I'm saying? Where they got nothing, so they had to just manage them. You know what I mean? Everybody saw that happening, and everybody majority kicked off. People try to make something of it where there's some things that he could have done better, but it just shows that, you know, again, guys, we just do not get it easy. So we just celebrate when we. When we get a
W,
because it's
we gotta celebrate because we've had to
it's
fight hard
just to
get
that,
those W's. Fam.
Yeah, man.
In this corporate,
Yeah.
especially in this sports thing. You know,
It's
what I mean?
not easy, bro.
No.
It's not easy at all, man. And to get the coaching and the support and everything in there is absolutely a tough thing. But listen, I want to guys want to end on the show. We've got a subject to be dealing with anyway, so yeah, and that is with best black footballers.
Sorry, Rush, to cut you. This is what happened.
Yeah. Okay.
Somebody got in
Thank you.
touch with the show.
Yeah.
Spoke to Roger. He's a Caucasian lad.
Yeah, man. Is that the Christian League?
Okay, he's a Caucasian lad, and he's saying how he loved growing up in the era when Ian Wright, Andy Cole, and Les Ferdinand was about.
Yeah, it's
So
about my age.
so he put to Roger, who do you think is the best out of those three? So we're talking Ian Wright, Andrew Cole,
and
Andrew Cole, as he likes to be known as, and Sir Les Ferdinand.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know why they call him Sir Les because he never won anything, but sure. Anyway, and Sir Les Ferdinand. So, what we want to do is, I was speaking to Roger before the show, and we're going to do a competition. We're going to put it out there, and we want you to poll in and tell us who you think is the best and why. And we're going to obviously randomly pick somebody and they will win the competition. Now, the competition, runs concurrent with the current FIFA World Club Championship. So, as I said, let me reiterate what you need to do. We're going to put a poll up. Look out for it soon. It won't be today, but we're putting it out there. So keep in tune. We're putting up a poll to see who's the best out of. So when you say best finisher, all-round striker, whatever, however you want to categorize it, or why do you, you might think Ian Wright's the best. Why do you think Ian Wright's the best? Or a man might think it's Les Ferdinand. Why? Based on Obviously, we know the body of work of all the three players. I mean, right about now, if you touch it, Andy Cole's got the longest body of work, I believe.
I'm looking at here. I'm bringing up the stats, bro. I'm bringing up the stats. So Les Ferdinand.
This is so Leslie's stats.
Yeah,
Listen.
351 appearances.
Yeah.
149 goals.
149 goals.
And 49 assists.
So Les Ferdinand.
So goals per match was 0.42.
So 351 games Sir Les played in his illustrious career. He scored 149 goals and he had 40-something assists. Yeah, now we're going to go to
Andrew Cole.
Andrew Cole.
Andrew Cole, so forgive me. So he has got 414 appearances.
414 appearances.
187 goals.
187.
That's only just above
187 goals.
That's only just above Les there still. Les was killing it. Bro, Les has got enough goals. Think about it. And then 73 assists.
Les got what?
Les got 149 goals.
Yeah, and
Cole's got 187 goals. This is just Premier League. This is not FA Cup, cups and stuff like that. Premier League.
So
yeah.
there you go. And 70-something assists.
Yeah,
Andy Cole. And now we're going on to the legend, the Arsenal great himself, Shabba. That's what we used to call him back in the day, Ian Wright. Shabba, he was that good. So Ian Wright played
only 213
213 games.
Yeah. He scored 113 goals.
113.
Yeah.
113 goals.
And 22 assists.
And 22 assists. Okay, so
Wow.
as Roger said, that's just Premiership.
Yeah, that's just Premier League.
Just
No
Premier
cup
League,
games,
no cup games, nothing.
or if you played in the
And one
division
thing I will
before.
say about Andy Cole, 187, 186 of them.
187 goals, bro.
186 of them weren't penalties. I think he scored one penalty.
Wow.
That's what he
Okay.
talks about. And that's what they talk about. If Andy Cole took penalties, would he be near to Shearer?
You knew it to Shearer. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so, yeah, as I was saying, so that's the question. Who, in your opinion, is the better out the three? We're just giving you the stats. I'm not a person about the stats, so a man can score more goals don't mean he's a better player for me. Because, you know, sometimes you get caught up. You could be just a great player who's just playing in a poor team and vice versa and things like that. You could be a poor player playing in a great team, e.g. Phil Neville, Man United, 6 premierships. There you go. You know what I mean?
But okay, let's give an example because everybody uses Alan Shearer's makeup. Always talk about Alan Shearer, yeah. So Alan Shearer played 441 appearances, yeah.
441, yeah.
260 goals
260 goals
and 64 assists.
64 assists. How many penalties though? That's the question.
Ooh.
At least 49, I reckon.
Let's have a look. Boy, they don't break that down.
Yeah, they don't want to. They don't want
Yeah, they don't break that down.
They don't want to because
Yeah.
Shearer scored a lot of penalties. But fair play to him.
Yeah.
You still have to score them at the end of the day. So
he's
it's
like a
that-
benchmark. And for the modern people, let's have a look at Harry Kane because let's look at Harry Kane. Just so people get an idea of how good these guys are.
I'd rather look at Haaland if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Right, Harry Kane stats. All right, let's look at the Premier League stats. So this is purely Harry Kane in the Premier League. No, but 320 appearances,
320 appearances,
213 games, and 46 assists.
213 goals. You mean
Goals. So 230 and 46 assists.
46 assists?
Yeah, man.
That's pretty
So
good.
that's more than decent, bro.
But here's one then
Go on.
to look at. Jamie Vardy. Because, you see, after this one with Sir Les, I'm going to give you the next one, what we're going to do for you people out there. It won't be this week, but this is the next one we're going to be breaking down. Yeah, I got you. I got you, people. Don't worry. Going to get you thinking.
Okay, stats in the Premier League or just overall?
Premier League, yeah, just in the Prem.
We're just in the Prem. Okay.
These are all Leicester City goals, these are.
Yeah, full on. 342 appearances. That many?
342 appearances.
145 goals.
100 and what?
45 goals.
Jamie Vardy?
Yeah.
Premiership. Swear down. That's what I told you, man about Jamie Vardy, you know.
48 guesses.
Told you, bro.
And you guys were looking at him as well?
Yeah, he turned us down, bro. Remember, Wenger went for him, bro. He turned us down, fam. And I remember I was glad at the time. I wasn't kind of lie. I was glad at the time. I think we had Ozil was there. Sanchez was there.
That's some crazy stats, bro.
But fair play to him, bro.
That's some crazy.
Fair play to him. So, yeah. So
crazy.
anyway, back to the quick. So here's the quiz.
Yeah.
So the prize is the winner. When we want you to send your details and you got to tell us what size you are, and we're allowing you to choose a top from any team playing in the FIFA World Club Championship.
Man, I'm gonna clip this out, man. Yeah.
You hear that? Mm-hmm. But these are the rules. Rog, you've got to follow.
Yeah, you gotta follow us, man. You gotta make
follow
sure you
online.
make Affinity Xtra. Yeah,
Affinity Xtra.
Make sure you follow, subscribe to
follow,
the
subscribe, and tag a friend in.
Yeah, man.
Tag a friend. Do that. Put your answer, and you got a chance of winning. And we'll be doing these kind of things throughout the season. This is just a warm-up, bruv.
Yeah,
as you see, this is what's popping up. We're not ramping around here. You understand? We're not playing around here. This is the levels. You get me?
Boss.
This is the levels that we're playing with. Mm-hmm. So, any team in the club, Real Madrid, Man City, Boca Juniors, River Plate, Monterrey, whoever you want, just give us your name and your size, and then we can get involved.
We can work.
That's what we're doing. So who's the best out of Ian Wright, Andy Cole, and Les Ferdinand?
Yeah,
that's the thing. So
we've seen the stats now. We're going into it, but I think we should close on, bro, some honourable mentions. Honourable. And I think that sometimes we look at it, and we're looking specifically at black players, and we're looking at black players that people kind of don't really talk about at all. So
not even that it may have been forgotten because football's moved on. And, sometimes we forget about
certain
players who've graced us. You know what I mean? So
some people,
as Roger says, an honourable mention to some of those big black pioneering footballers who paved the way for the people of today to go on with the thing. Without these geezers, there'd be no Sakas. There'd be no Sanchos. There'd be none of those kind of players coming through if it weren't for these trailblazers, who we're going to name a few now. Cool. So,
yeah, man. So all right, and we're gonna do like we're gonna have almost like a game between each other, right? You're gonna make sure we don't say repeat to each other, but we're gonna mention it now and we'll turn it onto you, yeah? So I'm gonna start off with an easy one, local man. Dalen Atkinson, I think he was a big one, right?
Dalen Atkinson was massive, bruv. Rest in peace. He died, at the hands of the West Midlands Police, but that's another story for another day. You know what I mean? So real talk. Sorry, but it's just the truth.
It's just the truth, man.
It is what it is. But, he was a big boy. That's all, Dalen Atkinson. But you know what? I'm going to match you with a local talent because I'm going to go Mark Wally Walters. Played for Aston Villa. Left Aston Villa. Played for Liverpool. Went to Glasgow Rangers.
Did he go play in the Premiership, though? Or was that pre-Premiership?
I think it's probably just
Premiership, yeah. Good try, though. Good try, Joe.
We're just doing Premiership.
We did EPL.
Oh,
okay,
sorry.
Yeah.
I did. Sorry.
Cool.
Okay.
So,
if it's just Premiership, I'll go again.
Because Atkinson just about coming to the Premier.
Yeah, Villa. I remember Villa winning with a big run.
Give a big run in it, and they're almost they come close.
Going for the league.
Second in it. Yeah,
of course.
They came second in it.
Of course. So I mentioned that, but so I've just got to go to Arsenal. I'll just go Luis Belmonte. Never got the props at Arsenal.
You're okay.
One of Roger's cousins from Portugal. So
man.
You should be glad that I mentioned him. But won the league at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Won the league at Arsenal. Went on to have a decent career for himself. Carved it out at Fulham, where he's now, I think,
coach.
He was the coach, assistant manager with Silva.
Yeah.
So Luis Belmonte.
Yeah, no, that's a good one, bro. I think I have to go with one season. I will not even say one season wonder, but one season in the UK. I think he did, and that's Nicolas Anelka. No. He came back. Sorry, to Bolton. Sorry, did one season at Arsenal.
One season at Arsenal,
but came back and showed he still got it. Man.
Two seasons. Well, 1.5 at Arsenal. To be fair.
1.5 in Arsenal, was it? Yeah. How do you feel about Anelka? You guys, do you rate him?
Always rated him.
Okay, cool.
Always rated him. If you know football, you know Anelka was fire. But he showed it differently at Chelsea because he You see, when he was at Arsenal.
Oh, he was at Chelsea as well, wasn't he? Yeah.
When
yeah,
he was
yeah.
at Arsenal, he was out and out number 9. But
Yeah.
at Chelsea, he showed you he could play.
Yeah.
He could finesse a ball. He could, because I've seen him finessing Drogba through and all kinds of things through passes and that. And that comes a different breed of footballer, bro. He's a done. He's a top baller. You know, I think for me, his brothers mashed him up. To be fair,
Yeah, man. With his with the agent thing,
his
innit?
agency
agent
thing,
thing,
that just smashed him up.
Yeah. Every
But-
season he was on a move.
But
innit?
he was a very good player. Going a big player, I'd say as well.
Go on.
Before he went into the big time, Dwight Yorke at the Villa.
Yeah, Dwight Yorke. Villa, when he went to Man United and did a job, man. You know what I'm saying? Did more than a job, and he won the Champions League, bro. A little boy, he was at Trinidad, bro.
Big season, bro.
Yeah, bro.
First season, he won everything. Innit?
Yeah, bro.
You know
Clean
what
up.
I mean? Cleaned up. When I'm thinking, the understanding he had with Andy Cole was on a different level.
Yeah, man.
Even if he wasn't a Man United fan,
You could
as
see
a
it.
black geezer though, because that's how I was.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
can
yeah.
only talk for me.
Yeah.
You know, even if they didn't play for my team, I used to love to see black man going with things.
Yeah.
And Andy Cole and Dwight Yorke used to go on with things, them step overs against Barcelona and that madness.
I had black Man
Madness.
United, white Man United fans come to me. I'll never forget. This is back when I just starting workouts in my early 20s. And they were saying to me, yeah, man, the brothers up front. I looked at them like, what the heck is going on? You know what I mean? I was like, yo, but they were going on things, Barcelona, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
no
Yo.
fear. When Man United had Yorke and Cole up front, there was no fear, bro. No fear.
It is absolutely crazy. That's a good one. Also, what I want to mention, and I have to say, the first season of the Premier League really highlighted this guy's talent. I believe it's the first season, was Tony Yeboah.
Yeah, Tony Yeboah.
Yeah. That first half of the
He
season,
came from Frankfurt. He came from German football. Where he was after. He said, to be fair.
Yeah.
But good player. But
Good
for
man.
me,
Go
one
on.
of the, I tell you, a top baller,
He's gonna take me up and down. Go on.
Stanley Victor Collymore.
Okay.
Baller at Nottingham Forest.
He's
Read that.
from up the chase, mate. He's from
Let
up
me
the
just
chase.
tell you this. Stan Collymore was supposed to go Man United.
Okay.
He was supposed to go Man United. Fergie bid for him and everything. But he wasn't too sure, Stan, that Divering, and he went for Andy Cole. That's the difference. He would have went Man United. Andy Cole went there. No, he has to go to Liverpool.
Yeah. I remember the time.
Yeah, man. I remember because I remember when he scored against Forest, the City ground, he scored and he was busting shot when he scored Stan. It was rough, Stan was. Stan was a big baller, bro.
Him and Brian Roy. Him and Brian Roy. Yeah, man. They were 100% going thing. But what I would say, and you gotta, there almost was a package deal at one time, bro. Them two were like Roy was that play that drop off and and he'll do a thing, and if you catch him and if Stan feeds him through,
Stan can do his thing,
and thing.
yeah.
What about Aspria Fastino
Aspria baller came from Italian football.
Parma?
Yeah, came from Parma. Did his thing.
Yeah.
Big baller.
Yeah.
Big baller. Still.
Go. These guys genuinely have like a season or two. Yeah, there's about season 2, and then he dusted off because of Shearer. They got Shearer, and that to
We got a
kind
big
of
striker now. I'm going to tell you what. Unsungers.
Go on.
The fourth musketeer, Sylvain Wiltord. Yeah, man.
Okay, Wiltord. I thought he was gonna go for somebody else, bro.
Nah, bro. Wiltord doesn't get the props. They talk about Omri.
Yeah,
They'll talk about Kanu.
I thought you were gonna go for Kanu.
They'll talk about Kanu.
Because they have to give Kanu props, man.
But they don't give Sylvain Wiltord, because if you remember, there was times when Omri wasn't playing or he couldn't score. Wiltord would come off the bench.
and bang off. But he was good. He was good.
He was a great player. Great player to come off the bench.
Yeah.
Great player to come off the bench.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
I'm trying to think. And obviously, I was gonna say Kanu. 100%. I think Kanu. I remember his hat-trick against Chelsea.
Yeah, 2-0 down. He scored from that stupid angle in the corner. No, man, I never forget it, because I remember it was a Saturday and I was screwing because Arsenal was losing 2-0. I was vexed, bro.
Yeah.
And then the geezer's gone, there's drama at Stamford Bridge. And he's gone, Arsenal have come back into it, can he score, blah, 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 blah. Then about 2 minutes later, they've gone back, oh my days. And it's gone 2-2. And then when it says Arsenal have won it at the death, Kanu scored that hat-trick. Oh my days! And when you saw the goal,
wow.
blood.
Yeah, man, it was a brilliant goal. I remember. I think I was watching. You know, when the days when you're watching Grandstand, And hearing about them comments, oh, where'd I go? I think, what are you on about? You have to wait till, like I said, wait till match day. You're like, yo.
I'll tell you our next player we can talk about. But you'll forget about Lou Saha.
Saha, yeah. I was watching a show real about him, and I was like, you know what? I forgot how good that youth was.
He was proper, you know. He just had that injuries when he got to Man U. He just kept on being injured.
Because he went to Newcastle originally. I remember when he went to Newcastle.
Yeah.
And when
signed from Mets.
Yeah, and then he came back over and did his thing. Ended up at Man United, and he was
frightening. Even Gary Neville, I watched Gary Neville the other day talking to him. And he says, for me, it was Gary Neville said. It was not you owe me, because I was the one who said to the gaffer, you need to go and sign that Luke.
Okay.
Because he played Fulham, and he says he couldn't find him. He just couldn't find him.
He's that guy in it, yeah. You can see he's that guy.
Just couldn't find him, man.
And he's cold finisher.
Yeah, his finishing was. I don't think he got the props that he deserved. To be fair, as I said, so there's just a few that we've gone into. You know,
there's a few there. I'm thinking, did Villa Vassal? Did he rate Vassal?
Not really, no.
Who was that guy that was at Bolton?
Michael Ricketts.
Yeah. What are you saying about Michael?
My brethren, you know, I know him. I'm going up and everything.
Okay.
From Edmonton.
Is it son?
Yeah, he's from Edmonton. He went to Edmund Campion School and that.
Why?
Yeah. He had one England cap.
Yeah.
One England cap. Went to played at Bolton. Must have went to Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
Because remember Middlesbrough, the money team at the time.
Yeah.
And then he flopped and never seen him since. Don't know what he's doing for him. Fell off the first of the year.
Yeah, bro.
Don't know what he's doing.
My goodness sake.
But
a Bromley youth. Remember Vassal was a Bromley youth.
Yeah, I know his mum. I used to work with his mum in the job centre.
Jeez. Well, I thought he was okay, but I didn't think he was...
Didn't rate him at all.
I'm trying to be national.
At all, bro. At all. He was absolutely poor, he was.
And you're thinking there's better Birmingham's than better.
A lot more Birmingham better than him. A lot more better than Birmingham.
That's what we was all thinking. Did you rate the storages? Dean Storage?
Dean, yeah. I know Dean. Dean was good.
Dean was good at Derby, innit?
Simon was good as a midfielder.
But in the Premiership, it was Dean really...
Yeah, Dean went on with things. I remember Arsenal won him and he turned Arsenal down.
Did he hit the bar against? I remember I was watching Derby versus Arsenal, and I remember did he score?
Derby always used to give Arsenal a hard game.
Yeah.
Dean's stories play for and Wenger went for him, but don't know what happened.
I'm thinking, who else is? I know there's somebody we're missing. That's a big baller. Look at the big clubs. Who's the big? You know what I'm saying? Liverpool now. Nobody.
Yeah. El Hadj Diouf.
Oh, bro. Now on that note, we need to salute El Diouf for how he talked about his former player. So the
big
other
up
day,
to Spit.
it's Senegal.
Big up to Spit.
You know what I'm saying?
If you know, you know. If you don't know, Jamie Carragher. Jamie,
listen.
Have you been watching the African nations lately? Because they came to Wembley and whooped your 3 Lions into shape, mate. You should be ashamed of yourselves, lads. Ashamed of yourselves,
mate. It was
mate.
Wembley. It was at the Forest Ground.
I don't care where it was, bro. I don't care where it was. City Ground, Nottingham, wherever it was. You got boxed up by the Africans. So you kiss the badge, Jamie Carragher. Kiss the badge and show some respect and have manners. Apologise, came to your manor and boxed you up in front of your people then. Just know.
And Diouf, if you see the viral video going on, he actually turned around and said, and he used to play with Jamie Carragher as well, and emphasised, and I think this is what we are saying, that African teams, they never beat England, they tore them apart, and England's got and for me, Diouf give me a joke anyway, but he was a decent striker himself anyway. But you know what I'm saying, but nothing, but just hard work in the corner still. But for me, is and what I love to see, like the pictures where Eze getting kicked up by them, Saka being kicked up by them, Jude Bellingham being kicked up by them. Well, he's got a choice anyway. But the thing, when I've seen the African ballers that should be playing for the home nations, playing for England, it's absolutely embarrassing. Yeah, for me. And I'm so glad that you guys got bust up. Yeah, I used to, you know what I mean? I laughed when they see, listen, man showed Saka, Eze, listen, this is the real deal. And I think that the moment the African players just draw this line now, bro, and just say, yo, listen, I'm playing for my mother or my country. Because some of these guys, you actually think they're English. They're not English. They're actually born. Zaha was not born in England. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going brethren, and it's not. And you guys look at us, man. We're not talking no Farage talk here. They shouldn't be playing for us because they're not English. We're saying play for your home country, play for the honors. Because we would say if we had the opportunity, we'd play for Jamaica, for myself saying kids, maybe Portugal. You know, the one that's the. But you know what I'm saying?
This guy, man.
So for me, this we always gonna be bantering on about this anyway. So yeah, and we're not gonna let black players feel comfortable about the fact that basically we're seeing Sterling now should be right up front now, playing for Jamaica right now, taking them to the US World Cup right now. Instead, he's
sitting at home watching it on telly with his kids.
He should be playing for Jamaica.
Should be, but what happens when you want to give yourself away to the colonizer, innit? You know, Bakayo Saka sounds very English, that, don't it?
Mm. And then you got a Gay as well. There's Gay. Gay. He should be playing for
Ivory Coast,
Ivory Coast.
Madness, bro. Madness.
That's a crazy one. But listen, guys, this is Roger here alongside my main man Auntie, who does put out sound bites that get me into trouble still. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, the one there. But no, we keep 100. You know what I'm saying? And I think something about the station, we're trying to keep an honest opinion. And we're not scared to say what we need to say, you know what I mean? And what I would say is that we're coming from a perspective of what we've seen, and we're big men, you know what I'm saying? Don't treat us like no youths. We're big men. We've been around, myself almost a half a century, and Auntie just you know, on top of that a bit more than me. But we've been around from a time,
been here, bro.
Yeah, from the
we've been outside for ages, so we've seen what's going on. We've seen the narratives.
Yeah.
We've seen all the propaganda. We know what's real and we know what's fake. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And we're here to talk it and spread the real to the people who want to hear. To know themselves and be proud of who they are. Exactly. And know that we can achieve anything we put our minds to.
100%, bro.
You know what I mean?
100%.
We are the original man.
All right, then. Just the way it goes, man. But listen, guys, this is us on the RVM show. Keep it 100. And listen, man, I'm going to clip that up and put it out there for the competition, man. Yo, we'll get the links going on.
Peace.
What's going on, people? I'm DJ H. Make sure you check out all the stuff Affinity Xtra's got going on, man. We've got loads of content, loads of things coming out. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel, you know. Listen. Don't go anywhere, you know. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe is the main thing. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like it, and share it with your brethren, yeah?